Check to see how the nation you picked out in your office pool is traveling. It might seem odd to have a team that failed to win its opener at the top, but Spain looked its old self again against Portugal, and only a David Gea howler and Cristiano Ronaldo special prevented the 2010 winners from claiming 3 points. Solid at the back end with Romelu Lukaku to feast on the wizardry provided by Eden Hazard and Kevin De Bruyne, Belgium looks the real deal. Sterner tests await but should make the quarters without breaking a sweat. The Portuguese won't want to rely on Ronaldo scoring a hat-trick every game just to nick a point, but the European champions showed this generation still has plenty in the tank. They looked better than anyone in Group A, Uruguay, Russia, so a quarterfinal should be the minimum expectation. Brazil won't be fussed by an unrewarding tie with the Swiss, but they will be by Neymar limping out of training 2 days later. The South Americans are toying with the danger of a round 16 clash with Germany. No one wants that match so early in the tournament. Why are the Germans ranked above Mexico after just losing to the Central Americans? Because if they played again today would be tipping. The world Shams would be a lot tighter at the back and more ruthless in front of goal. No need to panic yet, but change needs to happen quickly. Still plenty of rough edges to polish up, but England haven't had a frontman score twice in one match since 1990, and Harry Kane gives them a point of difference. That should be enough to push them into the quarters. Spain and Portugal may have played the best game of the first week, but Mexico produced the best win. The counter-attacking was first class and they should have scored more. Mark it down. This is the year they break the run of round 16 exits, far from the finished article. In a lucky win against Australia, France will be comforted by the knowledge they don't often play well in their opening match at a World Cup, and that none of the likely round of 16 opponents in Group D, Argentina, Iceland, Croatia, looked particularly frightening. Cause for concern, but Messi isn't going to miss penalties every game, and Iceland has proved its pluck over several years now, positioned perfectly after ticking the first of 2 boxes they needed to get out of this group. If the Danes can deal with Australia in Samara, they'll like their chances of making the final 8. Luis Suarez and Edinson Cavani endured a frustrating start to the tournament, but Uruguay was the only South American nation to escape with 3 points and are still favored to top Group A. 1 secured what could be a crucial point in one of the more competitive groups in the tournament. The Swiss are steady, and that might be enough. Group D is perhaps the hardest group to pick. You can rule out Nigeria, but it's anyone's guess which 2 make it out of Iceland, Argentina and Croatia. An Alexander Kolarov free kick started Serbia's campaign on a positive note, but their hopes of progressing rest on Friday's clash against Switzerland, leaving it until a final group game against a Brazil team likely still needing a win won't work. Inability to finish in front of goal is still a major concern after they needed VAR to get past the Koreans. Mexico's win against Germany doesn't help either. Hard to rank, given the early red card against Japan, but now face a must-win game against Poland on Sunday, in a similar boat to France after securing victory with a penalty and an own goal. The Croatians were uninspiring but can build from here. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt after they lost via a deflection and defensive mix-up against Senegal in a match where they enjoyed 61% possession and more shots. As convincing as that opening night scoreline was, we'll wait until the host nation beats an opponent other than the witches' hats known as the Saudi Arabian national football team before pushing them higher. Should progress, but still present as a favorable round if 16 match up for either Spain or Portugal. In a similar boat to Costa Rica, talented enough to be ranked above many teams in the tournament, but behind the 8 ball because they've already lost a game they had to get a result from. It's a long way back from here for the Costa Ricans, given the remaining games are against Brazil and Switzerland. African nations are 1/5 to start the tournament, and it's hard to see the Tunisians, who were the highest ranked at No. 21, getting out of Group G given the starts of England and Belgium. Rode their luck to turn Group H on its head. Only need to defeat a Japan team ranked outside the world's top 60 entering the tournament to progress became the first Asian nation to defeat a South American opponent by taking advantage of playing against 10 men for almost the entire match. Won't have that edge. Every game had less shots 13-9 and less possession 68-32, but snuck past Morocco courtesy of an injury time own goal. Will be a huge surprise if they take any more points from a group with Spain and Portugal at long odds to progress after falling 3 points behind France and Denmark, but can't be ruled out at this point. 27. Egypt 0-1 versus Uruguay 28. South Korea 0-1 versus Sweden 29. Morocco 0-1 versus Iran 30. Nigeria 0-2 versus Croatia 31. Panama 0-3 versus Belgium 32. Saudi Arabia 0-5 versus Russia